Over the next couple of episodes, you're going to notice a little bit of a trend because we're going to talk about postpartum. Specifically, we're going to be going over different aspects of that postpartum period of time that happens for new moms, moms with littles, toddler moms, whatever you want to call yourself. As moms, we've experienced some form of postpartum, no matter the stage that we're at. And these next couple episodes are going to have some helpful tips for you, no matter the stage that you might be in. And to kick us off, I decided I wanted to kind of go over my journey in postpartum as a mom of 3. So this episode, we're going to talk about my postpartum experience and some tips and things that I learned the hard way when it came to my own postpartum experience. Hey mama, are you struggling with how to make time for yourself as a work-at-home mom? Are you drowning in laundry and dishes, poopy diapers, and kids who are constantly screaming, Mom, even though they're 5 feet away from you? I get it. I'm Jessa Ray, and this is Caught Up in Motherhood, where I want to help you set priorities, create boundaries, ask for help, and learn to love yourself in motherhood again. You can show up for you without sacrificing motherhood and without the guilt. So if you're ready to be caught up in motherhood, then go grab a fresh cup of coffee and that laundry basket sitting in the corner. Don't worry, I've got mine too. And listen in to today's episode. Okay, so I've had 3 kids, and with each one, I've learned a little bit more about myself, about being a mom, and postpartum recovery care, mental well-being, all the things. And I wanted to share some of the things that I've learned that maybe you haven't learned yet. Maybe you're a new mom and this is going to be your first baby coming up and you found this episode. Maybe you're a seasoned mom and you're going to compare notes and see what I have to say compared to your own experiences and what you've learned over the years. Either way, I'm hopeful that these things that I've learned will help you in your own motherhood journey. Now, in my notes here, I have about 7 points that I want to make, and I'm not going to call this like my 7 tips or things like that because these are just random things that came to mind when I thought about my postpartum experience and things that I wanted to just kind of point out and bring up. Now, of these things, one of the biggest pieces that I know you've heard before is going to be accepting help. It is so important to allow others to help you. And it's not until you're in the moment and you're doing the thing, being a new mom, being a mom of a newborn, being toddler mom, that you don't think about or realize how hard certain tasks that used to be so easy are, like taking a shower, right? You have to get the kid down for a nap. You have to make sure the dog is in a quiet, happy space, and then maybe you can take a shower. And then all of a sudden you're mom of 2 or 3 or 4, and then you have, okay, you got the toddler, you got the baby, okay, do they both nap? And oh my goodness, getting them to nap at the same time, whew, that is a job in and of itself. And then picking what you're going to do. Like so many moms like, oh, I have ADHD. Maybe you do, but maybe you don't. Maybe you're just so excited because, oh my gosh, they're both asleep that you can get something done that you can't decide what to do. Because there's so much you need to do, so much you want to do, and it's hard to pick and prioritize what to do. And that can be so hard at times to decide, what do I need to do and what can I put off till later? So to help with that moment of, oh my gosh, they're asleep, I need to do all of these things, is accepting help, right? Let your spouse help. Let your in-laws, your parents, your siblings, your friends, let them help. And a lot of times they don't know what you need in regards to help. They don't know that the fact that there are dishes in the sink is driving you insane, or the fact that maybe the bathroom hasn't been cleaned in a couple of days and you just cannot handle the fact that there is a wet spot or the toothbrush spit stuffs on the mirror. So tell them what you need help with, okay, and accept that help. And then with that comes delegation, right? I delegate out grocery shopping. Either my husband does it or I'll do an Instacart order. And that is such a time relief. Can you imagine? Like, some of you probably do this, but to take 3 kids, 4 and under, to the grocery store, like, I need 2 carts, one to hold all the kids, and then one to actually get the groceries. And I can't push 2 carts by myself. So there are times when grocery shopping is really hard, and it's just easier to delegate it and accept that help and let someone else do it. And the easiest way to have that shift of letting someone else do it or paying for that service to be done for me was time versus money. What has a higher value in this moment? Is my time more important, or is my money more important? And when it came to grocery shopping, my time was more important. It was easier for me to nurse and put together an Instacart order than it was for me to get all of the kids in the car, drive across town, get the groceries, deal with the I want this, I want that, getting the groceries, keeping them entertained, all of it, right? It was easier for me to spend that little bit of extra money to get my groceries delivered than it was for the time it would take me to get the groceries done. Like, it would be a full day excursion type of deal just to get that done. And then, oh my goodness, nap time. So accepting help and letting them help you. So big, so important. The other big piece for me was planning ahead and doing freezer meals. This goes with the whole grocery delivery part too, but having a stash of freezer meals was life-saving those first couple of months. And while I was pregnant, each time I would watch for meat to go on sale and then make a bunch of freezer meals. And we learned over the years which freezer meals we liked and which ones we didn't. And then we'd remake the ones we did like and, fine-tune the process. And now it's just become this standard practice in my house that every fall, so August, September-ish, we start making freezer meals again for the winter time, because it's just, I don't know, something about winter, it's just easier to have some freezer meals. And then we'll do it again in the springtime if we want some for summer. Not as many are made for summertime because we want to have, fresh fruit, fresh veggies, and be outside on the grill. So there's not a lot of freezer meals going on, but I digress. In the winter, we always do freezer meals. And I love the one-pot wonders. Like, I go and get the aluminum pans that I can just throw away. So that way I can make my freezer meal ahead of time, throw it in this pan, tinfoil it, whatever, right on the tinfoil, and then throw it in the oven when it comes time to make it. And when we're done eating, I don't have this big mess to clean up. I just have our plates, which can go in the dishwasher, and I don't need to worry about pots and pans and all these things because I can just throw it away. And those couple of times that we have those freezer meals, so nice. So plan ahead, make some freezer meals, crock pot meals, whatever it might be, and then use them, right? Once, twice a week, whatever it is that you need to do, those days that it's just hard or you're exhausted, those days are going to happen. So just to know that, okay, dinner is taken care of. I'm just going to pop this frozen lasagna in the oven and we'll be good in an hour. It's life-changing. One of the other things that I've learned over time is that postpartum depression can happen at any time during your postpartum period. It's not this magic thing that's going to happen in the first 48 hours of you having the baby. It could happen at 6 weeks. It could happen at 12 weeks. It could happen at 12 months. There's been new studies that state that your postpartum depression can start, I think, up to 18 months now. Don't quote me on that. I do have a postpartum person who's going to come on the podcast later, and she knows the dates. But my whole point is that you don't always get it right away. You can get it later and farther down in your postpartum journey. So being aware of that and having that conversation with your spouse and those that are around you regularly that, hey, this can happen later, and having that open conversation and actually answering the questions honestly. If your husband asks you, hey, how are you doing today? Actually take that minute and reflect and answer honestly. How are you doing? Some days it's just going to be hard, and that's okay. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have postpartum depression, but there are going to be days and moments where you're going to start to question whether or not you do or not. And I challenge you to actually take that time and do that internal assessment of how are you actually feeling? And then accepting that help to then get on a path to help you along that journey so that you can get back to you and feeling like yourself again. And that you, whoever you are now, is going to be different than the you before babies. And that's okay. You are on a journey. You're always growing, evolving, and changing. And it's okay to change. And it's okay to want to change and take these moments to initiate those changes that we want to make and see in ourselves and better ourselves, preferably, right? So postpartum can happen anytime. Are you lost in motherhood and feeling overwhelmed with managing it all? The house, the kids, the running around, and everything in between. You're just so tired that the thought of taking time for yourself is simply exhausting. So instead, you numb out on social media and eat those snacks that are hiding in the back of the freezer. And while you're doing this, you're beating yourself up and comparing yourself to the others that you see online, wondering, why can't I do that? Why doesn't my house look like that? And then you go to bed and you tell yourself you'll do better tomorrow. Tomorrow, you'll take some time for yourself. Tomorrow, you'll go to bed early. Tomorrow, you'll plan a date night. But tomorrow never comes. Those promises that you keep making to yourself, they don't happen because you keep doing the same thing over and over again, just like yesterday, but you're expecting different results. I know this feeling. I have been there. I have been lost in these moments of feeling inadequate in loving my kids and wanting to provide for them in the best way possible, but feeling like I'm failing, like I'm not doing enough. I'm not good enough. You are not alone, Mama. I see you, and I want to help you get past this, get past these negative feelings and thoughts. I want to see you thrive in your motherhood journey and own this season that you're in. I want to help you see the positive in the everyday and enjoy the little moments and learn how to support yourself again. I want to be your best mom friend next door, whose door is always open, the iced coffee is always ready, and that porch swing is always swinging. I am here to guide you through the tough days because, Mama, I've been there. I know what you're feeling, and it's okay. These feelings are valid, but it's how we respond to them that can change the course of our day. Now, Mama, this right here, these feelings that you're experiencing right now, this is why I created my Mama Connection Coaching. I want to help mamas like you, mamas like me, mamas that want to do it all, that know that it starts with them and how they talk to themselves. Mamas that know that you can do it. You just need a little help, a little encouragement to get started. So what do you say? Are you ready to come knock on my door and start connecting with yourself again? Are you ready to feel caught up in your motherhood journey, to know that you got this? Then I encourage you, Mama, to book a Mama Connection coaching call today so that tomorrow can come and you will be ready and you got this. Another thing that I learned the hard way is nursing, okay? Oh, nursing is so hard. There's just this notion that you can literally just take your baby, put them to your chest, and you're done. You're good. There's no learning curve. They just know what to do. No, they need help. You need help. Your body needs help. It's a big, overwhelming process at times to nurse. And I can promise you it gets easier, a little easier with every baby, because your confidence level is going to go up that little bit more with each one. And I have learned that nursing is very strongly connected to your mental health. That those days where you're just mentally depleted and negative, like your body responds to that and you get no milk. And then there's those days where you're like, I got this, I can do it, and you're positive, and then you're going to get milk. And for me, I know that my mental space was a huge component in my output when I was pumping, especially. Now, nursing baby, it was a little bit different, easier in some ways, but harder in their own. But this emotional connection, this mental connection, I really noticed when it came to pumping that if I did not, before I pumped, take a minute to take a couple deep breaths, recenter myself, give myself this like positive self-talk of affirmations and telling myself that I can do this, it's okay, whatever I get is good enough. A fed baby is best, right? Just making sure that the baby has food in their belly and that they are full is what's most important. And reminding myself of those things made pumping a little bit more bearable. And I, for my first, really held on to this notion of if I couldn't feed the baby, if I couldn't nurse or I couldn't pump, that I was failing. That I was a bad mom because I couldn't do those things. And it took a lot of mental work to realize that that's not true. That I'm still a good mom whether or not I can nurse or not. And that it might be easy for some and harder for others. And we're all on this different journey when it comes to nursing. And the tips and tricks that worked for one might not work for someone else. And knowing that that's okay. And then knowing that it's not going to be this instant thing where they're just going to know what to do and you need to do nothing but sit there and hold your baby while they eat. Like there's work and there's effort that goes into this. And realizing that and then taking action and knowing what that action looks like has taken a lot of time to figure out. So give yourself some grace when it comes to your nursing journey and know that it's okay if you cry. You can get through this. And just remember that a fed baby, whether you're nursing, pumping, supplementing, it's okay. A fed baby is what's important. The other thing that I've learned is that it's okay to have days where you're just mom. Those days where they don't want to nap unless you're holding them. When you just want to flip the laundry or clean the kitchen or work on your business for an hour. You just want an hour on the computer and it can't happen that day. To take that second and take a deep breath and acknowledge that it's okay. There are going to be mom days. There are going to be those days where those kids are going to want nothing but your attention. And you need to give yourself the grace and the permission, right? You need to give yourself permission to just be mom. And if you need to, text your husband, assuming that you stay at home or a work at home mom, text your husband and say, it's a mommy day. Forewarn them, all right? The house is going to be destroyed when you get home. I've done no laundry. And why don't you pick up dinner on your way into the house? Because it's a mommy day and I have done absolutely nothing but sit on my butt or sit on the floor, play with and cuddle the kids today. And that's okay. Those days will happen. And just see the positive in it. You got those extra cuddles because they're going to go away. You got to play that make-believe game with the toys because those days are numbered. So enjoy the moments that you're in and really try to accept and be okay with those mommy days. Because there's going to come a point where you're going to miss those days and you're going to want to have them back. Those extra cuddles and that extra time. And they're going to sneak up on you faster, I think, than we realize. Like my 4-year-old already, no, Mommy, I don't want to cuddle. He's only 4. And he's already pushing back and doesn't want to cuddle as much as he used to. And it's sad because he's just 4. I'm not ready. The other part when it comes to your postpartum journey and what I've learned is that they grow so fast that once you get on a schedule and you're like, okay, we got this. They get up at this time, we have breakfast, they get off for their nap, I get to work or do X, Y, and Z, then we do lunch. And as soon as you get that schedule down, they hit a growth spurt, they get a shot, they get sick, some sort of event or school activity happens, and whoop, that schedule's out the window. Now you got to change it. Now you got to adjust it. Your day is going to be very fluid. You have young kids. And having a schedule, I've always thought of as more of an outline or more of a wish for the day, right? Kids don't follow schedules. They follow structure and they understand patterns, but they don't care that it's 9 o'clock and they're supposed to be at nap time when they're not tired and they don't want to take a nap till 10. They don't care. But what they do understand is the structure in regards to the pattern behind it. They know that after breakfast, they get dressed, they brush their teeth, and maybe they read a couple books and have quiet time before they take a nap. But they can't yet associate that with a clock and the time. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about your schedule and what you're doing with the kids, that what they're seeing is the pattern and the repetition of events, and what you are seeing is time-based. And sometimes we get so caught up in the time-based pieces of our day that we don't realize that they don't follow that. They don't care about that part. And they are having growth spurts because think about how much they have to grow in those first couple of years. Those first couple of months, my goodness. So knowing that they're going to be having these growth spurts and they're going to have these days where they're not going to want to sleep at all, and then they're going to have the days where all they're going to want to do is sleep, contributes to those mommy days. And accepting it and knowing that those days are going to happen, it's okay. Now, there's this old wives' tale that is that if the kids' eyelashes are super long, they're going through a growth spurt. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's always been one that we say around my house, at least. And we'd always like, oh, are his eyelashes really long? Oh, he must be going through a growth spurt. And I think it was just something to like help give permission in the moment when I think back on it, that it was okay to have those mommy days or to have those days where he was frustrated or overwhelmed or tired and didn't want to do anything. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it was just one of those funny things that we did, talking about eyelashes. So, old wives' tale. No idea if it holds any valor there or not, but something funny. The last thing that I want to bring up or mention is to take care of yourself. It can be so easy to get caught up thinking about what the kids need, what the baby needs, because you're mom now and they need you. They're fully dependent on you, and you can't give to them what they need if you're not taking care of yourself. If you're not taking that shower, you're not feeding yourself, you're not going to the bathroom when you need to, or taking that mommy me date, going shopping, whatever it is that you need to do, like getting out of the house. If you're not taking those moments and those times for yourself, it's really going to affect your parenting, your temper, how you respond to your kids, how you see the day, your positivity versus your negativity. So taking time to take care of yourself, that mental load, that what makes you happy and what's going to make you start feeling like yourself again. Like, what do you need to do to start reconnecting with yourself again and taking that time to do it? Have an honest conversation with your spouse. Like, I don't feel like myself right now, and I think it would help if I did X, Y, and Z. And then planning those things out. Can your spouse, do bath time tonight because you're just burnt out and you just want to sit down with your podcast or your book for a half hour and just chill? Or can you change up the plans where your husband takes one or two of the kids to the grocery store with them and they help them get groceries and it's just you and the baby? Or maybe you get a babysitter and you go on a date night. Or you can have a date night at home. But my whole point is that you can't let motherhood become all-consuming to the point that you're not taking the time to take care of yourself or your marriage or any of the other things that are going on in your life. It can be really hard to find that balance, and no one's an expert at it. There's no magic formula that's going to tell you you need to spend 10% here, 20% there. It doesn't work that way. Each day is going to be different. Each day is going to present its own challenges and its own rewards. And understanding that there's going to be a higher level of fluidity in your day, and knowing that it's okay. Like, okay, today's a mommy day. Today's a work day. Like, today I got to actually work for 4 hours. Like, that's awesome. But tomorrow I'm lucky if I got to post something on social media. Like, that's just how life is going to go sometimes. So don't beat yourself up because you wanted to do these 20 things and you only got one of them done, or you got none of them done today. Think about what you did get to do instead. I know there's days when my husband comes home and he'll ask me, what did you do today? Nothing. I did nothing today. And he'll look around the house and I'm like, there's 4 loads of laundry folded on the kitchen table. Yeah, I didn't do anything today. I didn't get to put them away. Okay, but you did the laundry. Yeah, but I didn't put them away. So in our heads, or at least in mine, I didn't complete it because I didn't put it away. Or I didn't do anything above and beyond what I find to be the normal expectations of someone who works from home. Because I'm the primary person who is at home, I feel that means that I need to be doing the primary amount of chores around the house because I'm home. But I need to remember too that I still have a business to run, and I still have things that I need to be doing on the computer, that I can't be spending my whole day just doing house stuff and kid stuff and managing those things. I need to take the time to manage the business too. So it's finding that balance. And when he comes home and says, oh, I didn't do anything today, in my head, I'm like, okay, I didn't do anything in my business today. I did things around the house, sure, because it's easier for me to fold laundry and play with the kids or watch them play than it is for me to record a podcast episode or do a coaching call or any other type of work that I might be doing when they're awake and there and present and in the background. So there are going to be days that are going to be easier than others, and there are going to be those moments in all of your motherhood journey, not just the postpartum period, where we need to give ourselves that time to figure it out and know that it's okay. To know that each day is going to be different, and just accepting what we can get done or can't get done and knowing that it's okay. We have all of these great modern conveniences available to us, and it's not taking advantage, okay, or makes you a bad parent to order pizza or throw in the frozen pizza or make the dino nuggets or give the kids mac and cheese for the 3rd night in a row. It's okay. It is okay. You survived another day, and maybe tomorrow you'll have more fun. And maybe the next day it'll be hard again, but that's how life goes. Ups and downs, roller coaster ride, all of it. So just remember that with all of these different things that are going on, that you need to recap, accept help, make some freezer meals, okay? Just do it. It's going to be so helpful. Postpartum can happen at any point in your journey. Nursing, all right, mama, give yourself some grace. That is so hard. The days of just being mom or feeling like you didn't get anything done are okay. And you need to remember to take care of yourself. So to reiterate, we're going to spend the next couple episodes talking about postpartum, and I'm really excited for you to hear all of these interviews that I got to do these last couple of months and what these women have to say about different pieces of our postpartum journey and experiences. All right. Don't forget, you got this. And I'll see you on the next one. Hey Mama, thanks for hanging out with me today. I know you have a lot going on, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen. I hope this episode gave you new energy to tackle the day. If so, could you leave a review and subscribe to the podcast so that you never miss an episode? That would mean the world to me. I'd also love to connect with you on Instagram, so send me a DM and let me know if this episode was helpful. I love hearing from you. Remember, Mama, you got this. Until next time, I'm Jessa Ray, and this is Caught Up in Motherhood.